Hi, I'm Tom from Nod to the Strange. Welcome back to Retro Marathon. We're reviewing all 200 games that came with this retro games controller. Game number 6 is another game about aerial warfare called Aerial Warfare. As usual, you fly a plane over an army camp trying to shoot down other planes. The landscape is a weird brown colour and the trees look like overcooked broccoli. These graphics are so glitchy you'll have trouble seeing where you are most of the time. The enemies are pretty suicidal, I guess because it's the easiest way to program them to attack you. Avoiding them can be difficult since the controls are so weird. When you push the stick up, you'll fly diagonally downwards, and left and right will make you go all over the place. The action happens in 3 dimensions, which should make it a more advanced game than what we've seen so far, but the controls and graphics are so messed up you can't tell whether you're going to sail over these buildings or crash right into them. The boss of the first level is the huge tank we were promised at the end of Vanguard in the last episode, so at least we know what happened to it now. The fight with it is a bit lackluster though, there's no visual feedback to show you're damaging it, and when you beat it, it doesn't blow up, it just stops fighting back. Maybe the driver gets a heart attack and dies or something. Like F-22 from the last episode, this game also has a weird pink second level which doesn't make much sense. Crystal Ball. My god, this game is actually fun compared to the others at least. It's kind of a puzzle game where you go around finding these green pills to eat like Pac-Man. Pac-Man actually makes a cameo appearance in one level, so it's nice to see he's still getting the work in. You can't fight the enemies, you just need to avoid them, which you can do by rotating these gates to redirect them. It's quite tactical for the time, and even lays on the pressure by putting a monster trapped inside these walls with a pill. You need that pill and you know you'll have to let the monster out to get it, so you'll just have to time it right. The controls are a bit dodgy, which can make tricky moments like that even more difficult, but it always feels hard but fair rather than impossible. The graphics are good because they're not trying to recreate anything from real life, and there's a nice death animation. They could at least have added one other music track though. No, not that Lassie. This one's Old Bill and spells her name differently for legal reasons. Police Dog Lassie has a hyper-realistic dog on the title screen, and that's probably the best bit. It starts with the Green Goblin from Spider-Man going around burying all the stuff he's stolen. He knows Lassie's on the case, so he includes some time bombs as well to throw a spanner in the works. Then you play as Lassie and dig up the non-lethal items, leaving the bombs where they are. Is that what police dogs do in real life? I don't know, I'm a cat person. The buried items include diamonds, guns, and is that a bag of cocaine? This is a pretty grim game compared to the others. The bombs will blow you up, but the other lethal weapons like guns are safe to handle, so it's a bit confusing when you start out. It's basically a memory puzzle game that starts off hard and gets harder. There's some really nice animation on the thief and Lassie, and it's quite an original idea for a game, I guess, even if it lacks a basic understanding of what sniffer dogs do. Police versus Thief, Violent Chasing. Wow, what'll this one be like? Maybe it's like the Sweeney. No, you're a police car chasing a criminal around the worst designed city ever. There's no sound at all except for the pickups you can find. Why'd they do that? Cars are loud, car crashes are loud, sirens are loud. Maybe you play a deaf cop or something. The pickups make the bad guy stop for about 1 second, so they're virtually useless. If you run out of time before catching him, time out. If you catch him, catch out? What does that mean? None of it makes sense. Why do you have a timer? If you run out of time, he doesn't get away, he's just over there. Maybe it's the end of your shift and the cops can't pay you overtime, so you just have to go home. Try explaining that to the murder victim's family. I'm sure they'll understand. The controls are relative to the way the car is facing, not the screen, which is really confusing. You can't reverse, you can't die, you just chase the same car again and again. It was never like this on the Sweeney.
Run her back!
Ping Pong? No, wait, Pongpong is our last game this episode and it's a beauty. What am I playing as? Some kind of vehicle, I guess? You don't have any weapons, but you have tons of lives, which you'll need since all you can do is randomly crash and blow up or fall down holes. Sometimes when you respawn, you're moving in a random direction. It's that messed up. The blue guys don't even try to crash into you, they just drive around all over the place. I don't know if this even qualifies as a finished game since you can't even do anything. Playing this feels like you could put the controller down, leave it running, and it wouldn't turn out any different to if you were controlling it. It's not just screwed up because you can't win, it's screwed up because you can't do anything. I can't decide what's worse, this or Police vs Thief. They're both getting a 1. So that was episode 2 of Retro Marathon. It seems it is possible to find some good games among all this crap, like Crystal Ball, but are there going to be any other good ones? If you want to find out, click like, click subscribe, and then come back next time.